Oh, this one. Just couldn't make it easy on myself. Had to give you this one. Okay. 19 says the minimum tap conductor size for motor 3 would be blank gauge or Casey mill as determined from the information provided in figure 234.155. It looks like this is 3 motor 3. This is motor 2, a 60 horsepower, and this is motor 1. Why they're backwards on there, I don't know. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Okay, we're talking about motor 3 here. Okay. And we have a wire in the gutter already. It's a 350 kc mill. It says although only 3 motors are shown, the feeder and the feeder overcurrent protective device were installed to supply power to future additional motors. The motor circuits are tapped in the gutter, and the tap lengths are thus. Okay, they give us those tap lengths on there, and we are specifically talking about motor 3. Now, motor taps are much like any other taps. We have rules that are associated with them inside of 430.28. Okay, 10-foot rule, 25-foot rule, kind of unlimited rule, right? So let's go take a look at those in 430.28. Let me zip back up backwards until I find it. So if you're sizing the feeder yourself, you would go to 430.24, but since it's already done for us in this question, we just need to go over to the section on feeder taps. This says feeder tap conductors shall have an ampacity not less than that required by part 2. So what that's telling us is we will need to do a standard calculation and do our comparative analysis. Okay, they shall terminate in a branch circuit protective device, and in addition, shall meet one of the following requirements. So we have our 10-foot rule, 25-foot rule, and our unlimited rule. The 10-foot rule is really hard to botch. Okay, that's that 1000% one. Remember, we talked about that briefly. It'd be really hard for that to come up, but it is possible. In this circumstance, since we're at 12 foot, though, we do have the 25-foot rule. It says have an ampacity of at least 1/3 that of the feeder conductors, be suitably protected from physical damage or enclosed in a raceway, and be not more than 25 foot. So 1/3 the ampacity of the feeder conductors. So let's write that in. 430.28. 1/3 of 350 kc mil. Okay, let's go figure out what that's worth. Okay, we're just going to do a little bouncing around on this one. I'm going to find my 350 kc mil. I'm going to use that 75-degree column since we're talking a real world and not a duration example, and it's worth 310 amperes. Now, it did say 1/3 of that, so I'm just going to take 310 and divide it by 3 to get what that 1/3 value is. 310 divided by 3 here is 103.3333, basically 103 amps. And since I'm on this page, let's find a conductor that's good for 103 amps, and it happens to be right there in our face. Number 3 didn't quite make it, but number 2 does make it. Okay, so a number 2, according to the tap rule, 430.28 says a number 2. Now, we have to do the comparison because that's what they want us to do. That's what the code says we have to do. So let's do the comparison. Motor 3 is a 30 horsepower at 480 volt. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Heading to the back of article 430. Okay, so I'm going to head to 440, cruise back a little bit till I get right up here. 430.250 full load current for 3-phase alternating current motors. And we were talking, what did I say, 40 horse? 30 horse, 30 horse, 30 horse at 480 volts. Remember, 460 eats that. And 40 amperes is our FLC. Okay, so this is part 2. Part 2. Ooh, Roman numeral, look at me go. 40 is the FLC, and as we normally do, we will apply our continuous unless it specifically tells us not to. So 40 times 1.25 is going to give us a significantly lower number. Okay, that's going to give us 50 amps. Now, we just looked at this on there. It happens to be a number 8, I do believe, according to part 2 there. Okay, so what we've got to do is we've done the comparison. We must take the bigger one. Okay, the feeder rules will supersede the rules of part 2 here. Okay, so in this specific situation, we will go with the bigger one. Okay, and that's because of 430.28 for the tap rule. Okay, and this only applies to taps like in this situation. Okay, but there you go. That's the biz.